Hello, and welcome back to week 4 of Mindful Mondays, in which we spend 10 minutes exploring the practice of mindfulness. In week 1, we practiced focusing our attention upon our bodily experience, moving our attention systematically through our bodies from head to toe. Now, in resting our attention on our body, it helps us to move away from our thoughts, from our busy activities, from the doing business that we're very, very good at. And it helps us to experience just being. Now, this practice can be done sitting or standing or at any time of the day. So it's very useful to have a moment where you can just simply sit and be and process your attention, moving it through the body stage by stage by stage. In week 2, we explored a similar experience, but one of sitting and listening without judgment to the sounds around us, allowing our attention to settle on the sounds around us just as they are, allowing our attention to float, just receiving the sounds and accepting them. And accepting them is very important because we're very quick to judge. This is noisy, that's pleasant, this is unpleasant. But here we're just simply allowing the sounds to be, accepting them as they are. And like the practice of body awareness that we were talking about, this can be done at any time of the day, for any length of time, and any place that you wish to do it. So again, it's something we can fall back on as a way of engaging our attention on simple experiences, taking them away from the sort of worries and engagements that we have in our day-to-day life. Now, in week 3, we explored the practice of using activities in our day-to-day lives and noticing the way our attention switches often into a sort of autopilot attention. So, for example, when we're boiling the kettle, we're doing 5 different things at the same time. We're not just boiling the kettle, waiting for the kettle to boil, listening to the kettle boiling, waiting for it to stop. We're busily getting this done and getting that done and leaving the room and coming back in again. But imagine that we could take these experiences as ways of practicing mindful moments. So a simple experience of boiling a kettle can become a mindful moment. Sit quietly and watch and wait for the kettle to boil. Now, in today's mindful practice, I'm going to suggest that we use these practices to promote our mindful habits, and also to punctuate the day with mindfulness and mindful habits. So mindfulness is, amongst many things that it is a different sort of habit. A habit of returning our attention from the doing, which we're very, very good at. We're very good at being busy. And we live lives which emphasize how hard we work, how much we do, whether we're doing well or whether we're doing badly. But here we're talking about doing very, very simple experiences which focuses upon being. Just being as we are in a day, accepting our feelings for what they are, accepting our anxieties for what they are, not trying to change ourselves, not trying to do something about it. There's plenty of things we can do and probably ought to be doing. But this is about taking a moment in your day to just be with your feelings as they are. Try not to change them, try not to pursue them, neither pursue them nor fend them off. Just allow yourself to be in this moment at this time of day. So we can do this in many, many ways. You know, we find ourselves, we've got a moment to spare, and what are we doing? We're scrolling through our phone, and we're wondering who to text. We're thinking about answering a text. So simple exercises in the day could be to say, I'm not going to answer the phone, I'm not going to scroll the phone for an hour. I just have an hour without it. Or when I sit down to lunch, I've got a paper in front of me. When I'm having a snack, I'm busily reading something, or I'm watching the TV, or I'm doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. So here we have the idea of just simply being, taking a moment and choosing perhaps 2 or 3 times of the day when we could take 2 minutes or 3 minutes to sit quietly, focus our attention on the sounds around us, focus our attention on the experiences that we're having physically, allow ourselves to be there without judgment, without deciding we should be being something else or we should be doing something else and we should be rushing here or rushing there. Just allow ourselves to be. These are mindful moments where we settle on ourselves as we are. This is the body and we are the person that lives in it. And here's an opportunity for you to settle down inside it. Whatever the anxieties are, this is a moment for you to just settle and be. So here we are looking at a practice, a habit in the day. Allow yourself to be curious. Allow yourself to take an interest in really very ordinary and quite often mundane activities. Activities of walking, the activities of sitting, the activities of waiting, even the activities of worrying or planning or deciding. Allow yourself to have time to settle into those moments and just notice how you're feeling. Notice what your thoughts are. Accept your thoughts. Don't push them away. Don't decide you shouldn't be having that thought or that's wrong or this is right. Just allow yourself to be in this moment, right here, right now, and accept the feelings, sensations, thoughts, ideas that you have. You can do this 2 or 3 times a day, in the morning when you wake up, or before you go to bed at night, or as I say, when you're waiting for lunch, or when you're in a queue doing something. When you're parked at a traffic light, you can have a moment, you can count 3 breaths, 1, 2, 3, and then bring your attention back to the task in hand. It's about allowing yourself to have these moments, feeling that you have the right not to be doing all sorts of things, but allow yourself to be. So next week we're going to look a little bit more at mindfulness practices, and one of the things we're going to be doing is exploring the meditation practice of following the breath. And we're also going to be looking at compassion and exploring the idea of compassion to oneself as well as compassion to other people. So have a good week, stay safe, and I'll see you next Monday. Take care. Bye.